morning, students. Today, in our course Academic Writing, we are going to speak about planning research and the plan of today's lecture. Planning the base outlines, choosing and ordering points, dividing sections into smaller parts, and conclusion. First of all, what is outline? Research paper outline is a plan written by the author to avoid stuck in the middle of the process. You can call it an action plan. Research paper outline typically contains between 2 and 4 layers of organization. The first two layers are the most generalized. Each layer thereafter will contain the research you complete and presents more and more detailed information. Here, as you can see in the picture, the three parts of the outline: introduction, body, and conclusion. After you have a preliminary thesis statement, the answer to a research question, you can make a basic outline. You may be able to do this before doing any research, or you may need to read more about the topic first. You should, however, have a basic outline before you finish researching in order to ensure that your paper is focused on your thoughts, not just your sources. A basic outline is your first attempt to organize the ideas of your paper. It will help you focus your research and consider the order of your ideas. And structure of an outline. Introduction. The introduction should contain your thesis statement or the topic of your research, the purpose of your study. You may include here the reason why you choose that particular topic, or simply the significance of your research paper's topic. You may also state what type of approach it is that you will be using in your paper for the entry discussion of your topic. Generally, your introduction should orient your readers to the major points the rest of the paper will be covering, and how. First level of organization. This is the most generalized level of information. Begin with a number in the introduction, each idea you will present, and the conclusion. The main ideas contain the bulk of your research paper's information. Depending on your research, it may be chapters of a book for a literature review, a series of dates for a historical research paper, or the methods or results of a specific scientific paper. Here, as you see, the skeleton of this, the introduction, then the main idea number 1, main idea number 2, main idea number 3, and conclusion. Second level of organization. The second level consists of topics which support the introduction, main ideas, and the conclusion. Each main idea should have at least 2 supporting topics listed in the outline. If a main idea doesn't have any enough support, you should consider presenting another main idea in its place. That is where you should stop outlining if this is your first draft. Continue your research before adding to the next levels of organization. In the introduction, we add background information and hypothesis or thesis, for example. To the main idea, we can add supporting topic number 1 and supporting topic number 2. Third level of organization. The third level of organization contains supporting information for the topics previously listed. By now, you should have completed enough research to add support for your ideas. The introduction and main ideas may contain information you discovered about the author, time frame, or content of a book for a literature review. The historical events leading up to the research topic for historical paper research, or an explanation of the problem a scientific research paper intends to address. Fourth level of organization. The fourth level of organization contains the most detailed information, such as quotes, references, observations, or specific data needed to support the main idea. It's not typically to have further levels of organization because the information contained here is the most specific. And what about the body of our outline? The body of your paper is where you will be presenting all your arguments to support your thesis statement. Remember the rule of 3. which states that you should find 3 supporting arguments for each position you take. Start with a strong argument, followed by a stronger one, and end with the strongest argument as your final point. And what about conclusion? The conclusion is where you form a summary of all your arguments so you can arrive at your final position, explain and reiterate why you've ended up with the said conclusion. And here the skeleton, the example of the outline. Introduction. In the introduction we add background, thesis statement. Inside our body we have 3 topics, and in each topics we have 2 supporting topics. And in conclusion we have also 2 points. Here the examples of most of the more developed outlines. About the radio, here you can see some words and word collocations, and about gun control research paper. And here you can see more word collocations and words, but not the full sentences. And in this example, you can see more developed sentence. I can say that is completed sentence, but more developed than the previous ones. Choosing and ordering points. First of all, write your question and answer preliminary thesis statement. Don't worry about writing a beautiful, memorable, strong thesis statement yet. Just a simple answer to a question is enough to start the basic outline. Write down all the reasons, arguments, effects, solutions. Each type of paper is different. You have to answer your question and support your thesis. Don't look at your sources, use your own brain. Third one, look at your list and organize the ideas. Some may be combined as one large idea. Some may just repeat others in different words. You may decide to delete some too. The remaining ideas will be the main points of your paper. These ideas are the sections of your paper. Decide how to order these points. What order will you follow? Chronological, cause to effect, problem to solution, most important to least important, weakest to strongest. Which order will make your paper the strongest and most interesting? 6.1. The paper should also cover alternative or opposing viewpoints to show that you have done complete research and considered all ideas. In this section, you will present and refute, argue against other views of your topic. And what about dividing sections into smaller parts? It's possible to add more to them, especially after little research. For each section, think of how much support you have. If you have a lot of supporting details, facts, examples, expert opinions, and explanations, then you will need more than one paragraph for that section. Some sections, especially the strongest, need more than one paragraph, while others may have only one. Divide your sections into smaller points. Write the idea of each possible paragraph as a sentence so you can see how or whether it still answers the research question. Common steps of writing an outline. Follow these steps to start your research paper outline. Decide on the subject of the paper. Write down all the ideas you want to include or discuss. Organize related ideas into subgroups. Arrange your ideas into a hierarchy. What should the reader learn first? What is the most important? Which idea will help end your paper most effectively? Create effective heading and subheadings. Format the outline in either alphanumeric, full sentence, or decimal format. And what is the format of outline? How we should format? There are 3 different kinds of research paper outline: alphanumeric, full sentence, and decimal outlines. The difference relate to formatting and style of writing. Alphanumeric. An alphanumeric outline is most commonly used. It uses Roman numerals for the first level of organization, capitalized letters for the second level, Arabic numerals for the third level, and lowercase letters to organize fourth level. And text is written with short notes rather than full sentences. Full sentence. Essentially the same as the alphanumeric outline, but with the text written in full sentence rather than short poems. Decimal. Decimal outline is similar in format to the alphanumeric outline, but with a different numbering system. For example, 1, 1.1, 1.2, and etc. Text is written as a short notes rather than full sentences. And in conclusion our lecture, as you writing process, you might find that you need to edit your outline, or even that something you included in your outline has prompted you to need to do further research on a specific topic or component that you want to share in your writing. Think is okay too. Regardless of whether you choose to use a full sentence outline, a decimal outline, or even some combination of the two, nothing is ever set in stone. And that's all for today's lecture. Thank you for your attention.